Hi, welcome back to Soggy Granola. I am so glad you're here. As you can see, we are in a different location today. My eyes are giving me a little bit of trouble, so I have my glasses on, and this was the best light with the least reflection in my glasses. So we are in my living room today. This might be a familiar background if you watched my Target haul from last month, but today we're talking about potty training, and if you're watching this video, you are probably looking into potty training or getting ready to start potty training. And if you're anything like me, you're probably not looking forward to it, because I know it was something that I had zero interest in. I was not ready. I didn't want to have to deal with the process. It just, one of those things I wasn't looking forward to. And that's okay. Today, I'm going to show you how I fully trained my son in 4 days. Fully trained. 4 days. He's 2 years and 4 months old, and I'm gonna be really honest, it was not nearly as horrific or terrible as I had envisioned it. It actually was a pretty smooth process. The best time to potty train is when your child is showing signs of readiness. I think it's gonna be easier for you and your child. And some signs of readiness would be that your child is taking an interest in the restroom procedure. So if your child goes into the restroom with you and they're interested in the toilet or sitting on the toilet or getting toilet paper or flushing the toilet, if there is anything about that process that they are interested in, that's a pretty good indicator that they are ready. Also, if they're notifying you when they have gone or have to use the restroom in their diaper, that's another good sign that they are ready. My son did show signs around his 2nd birthday that he was interested in the bathroom and the toilet and flushing the toilet and sitting on the toilet. Unfortunately, at that time, I just didn't have the time to really devote, a full solid week to potty training. And I knew that the week between Christmas and New Year's I had off. And so that was the time that I set aside and decided, you know what? It's happening. So I ordered all the things. I changed his diaper order to pull-ups, and then I ordered both boxer briefs and briefs for underwear because I didn't know what he was going to be interested in, what his preference would be. And I also ordered a potty seat. The potty seat that I chose is just this cheap $10 potty seat. I got it off of Amazon in 2 days. It's by Munchkin. This is actually a brand new one that we are going to be taking to my dad's so that my son has a potty seat there as well. I love that it has the handles. My son seems to really enjoy that too. Of course, with any potty seat, it does have the raised portion here, and it just fits really well on the toilet. It's easy to use. My son can very easily pick it up off of the floor and put it on the toilet and take it off of the toilet as well. And then it has this flat portion here where it actually will stand up on the ground, or you can purchase the hook and it will sit on a hook on your toilet. So this $10 Munchkin seat is what we got. We love it. I've purchased 3 of them now for just different places that my son is regularly. So highly recommend the seat. I will link it down below. For underwear, as I mentioned, I wasn't sure what his preference would be, and I wanted to offer him both briefs and boxer briefs. I wasn't necessarily looking for training underwear because I want him to be able to use them long term. More than just in this 1 week of potty training that I had set aside. So I was looking for normal underwear for his size. He's a 2T. And then I was also looking for organic cotton just because that's something that's important to me. So I landed on a few different brands. So the first style that I got are these boxer briefs. They are the cutest. They are from the brand Packed. These are a 2 to 3T. I love how these fit him. I love that they are black just because I don't like characters in different things on clothing. So I really like these. They fit him really, really well. They're easy for him to pull up and down as well. So these are from Packed. Again, I will do my best to link everything down below in the description. I also picked up a pair of this gray and white stripe boxer brief. This is by the brand Living Crafts Pure. This is the size 2 years. These run a little bit small. He can wear them, but they're a little bit snug around his thighs. He does have chunky thighs, so if your child has thinner legs, these might fit better. I really like these. I like how they feel and the style as well. I will show them here so you can see the size difference. So They are significantly smaller than the packed, and I don't know if that's because these are a strict 2-year and the packed are 2 to 3, but I would definitely size up in this brand if you are interested in these. Also from the brand Living Crafts Pure, I picked up this pair of blue and white striped tidy whities or briefs. I do like how these fit. I feel like these fit a little bit better than the boxer briefs from this brand, but again, I would size up if you are looking to get anything from them. I do like the quality of them, I like the feel of them, and I like that the waistband is part of the underwear. So these are also really good. I think it's just gonna come down to a matter of preference for your little one. And then lastly, I picked up this set from Hannah Anderson. These are, as you can see, really thick. They're more of your traditional training underwear. They have the padding through the middle section here. They do have prints, which if you've watched any of my videos, you know I am not a fan of, but he loves construction vehicles and emergency vehicles, so he loves them. These are also a little bit snug. These are the size extra small, and I think on the website it said that these were 2 to 3 years, so you're gonna have to play with sizing. I'm finding that is not really consistent. That's just the way that sizing works, and you're just gonna have to find what fits your child and what they prefer. My son doesn't really show a preference towards any of the different styles. I will show you the difference here in the two briefs. As you can see, this is a more traditional brief, and then this one, as I said, is more of that traditional training pant that I'm not really a fan of. But he likes all of them. He, I think, prefers the style of these the most, but likes the print on the Hannah Anderson ones. So we'll see. I didn't order very many. I ordered, I think, 4 pair of these boxer briefs. I ordered just this 1 pair of the blue and white striped briefs, and then I ordered a 2-pack of the gray and white, and then the Hannah Andersons came in a pack of 5 or 6. So I had enough to get me through a day, but didn't want to overbuy in case they didn't fit or he didn't like a pair. So that's where we're at with underwear. Now, on to the fun part, the actual potty training. Here are my top tips for potty training before we get into the details of how we worked through our days. Number 1, set a timer for every 15 minutes and put your child on the toilet whether or not they have to go, to help start connecting their mind with the concept of using the restroom and what that feels like in their body. Number 2 is let your children choose their underwear. So I think this is really important because it adds a fun element to this process, which may not be super fun for them, but also it gives them a sense of control, which I think is super important. Number 3, do not shame your child into using the restroom. It's so important that we encourage and that we draw attention without shaming or making them feel guilty. This isn't going to make them want to use the restroom. It's going to create a negative experience, which is what we don't want. So calling attention, talking about it is totally acceptable. I think that that's necessary, but shaming them or making them feel guilty isn't really something that I think is going to benefit you or them in the process. Number 4, avoid a reward system. This is going to entice your child to want to use the restroom more than they actually may need to. And using the restroom should be an experience in itself, and being able to know that they used the restroom, getting that praise, being able to flush the toilet, those are things that should be rewarding to them, not necessarily a reward system of candy or sweets. This is going to create an unrealistic expectation that you then have to break later on. And number 5, be patient. Know going into this, you are going to be cleaning up pee. You're probably gonna have to clean up poop, and it's going to take time, but stick to the process. Don't give up. Have patience. Make sure you have coffee or tea or whatever beverage you like that gives you a little bit of, pizzazz. Going into it with a patient mindset is super, super helpful. So how did we do it? Day 1, we woke up, I put underwear on him and set a timer for 15 minutes. But wouldn't you know it, within moments of me putting on his underwear, he emptied his entire bladder on my kitchen floor. So I said, oh no, you peed, let's go to the restroom. went to the restroom, let him pick out a new pair of underwear, and we came back out, set another timer for 15 minutes. We were making my coffee, and before the second timer went off, he peed all over my kitchen floor again. So we went to the restroom, changed his underwear, came back out, set a timer. He did not pee that time. So we took him to the restroom. He didn't have to pee. We set a timer, and we did that for the rest of the morning. I was feeling defeated having to clean up pee, but after the third time that he peed on my floor, he was starting to notify me that he had to use the restroom, even though he said that he had to go and he would run to the bathroom and put his seat on the toilet. He didn't go every single time, but I think there's this transition in this process of them learning and calling attention to what it feels like to actually empty their bladder or when their bladder is full. So expect some extra trips to the restroom that are unproductive. Nap time came, and I was so relieved to get a break. I put a pull-up on him for his nap time and put him down for a nap, used that time to regroup, bring myself back to center, and when he woke up from his nap, put underwear back on him, and for the rest of that day, he did notify me every time he had to pee. Granted, he was not productive every time, but I didn't use a timer for the rest of the day because he was notifying me when he had to go, with the exception of when he had to poop. He had said that he had to use the restroom, so we went in. I noticed that there was a little bit of pee in his underwear, but he didn't pee on the toilet, and so we came back out and he pooped in his underwear. And I said, "Oh, buddy, did you poop in your underwear?" And he said, "No." So we went into the restroom. I said, "Oh, that's poop. We poop in the potty now. We don't poop in our underwear." And so sat him on the toilet, and I think that little pee accident, if you will, was him figuring out his body, and peeing and pooping are two very different sensations. So be patient with that process. It wasn't a full-on pee accident. I think it was just kind of him figuring things out. So that concluded day one. He peed and pooped in his underwear, which was to be expected, but by the end of day one, he was notifying me that he had to use the restroom. So that night, I put him in a pull-up, put him to bed, and washed all of our underwear because we used almost every single pair on that first day. Woke up the next morning with a fresh mindset, and that second day, he notified me when he had to pee. There were no full pee accidents. He did not empty his bladder in his underwear at all, but he, again, I think is figuring out when he had to poop and how that felt different and all of the things. So there were a couple times I did have to change his underwear because there was a little bit of pee in there. I think that's to be expected. He did not poop on day 2, and I hear that that's really common, that kids are afraid to poop in the potty even though they may have mastered peeing. So have some patience with that. Day 3 was the same as day 2, no pee accidents, and he actually pooped in the potty on that third day, which I was so happy about. Just that victory, and he was so excited, I was so excited, and so he got praised and he got to flush the toilet. So that was super awesome that he did that. Again, on day 3, I think I changed his underwear once or twice because there was a little bit of pee in there. But again, no major pee accidents. He was notifying me when he had to go. Day 4, we had a play date here at home. We had some friends over, and we were playing downstairs. The morning was going great before they got here. He had peed on the potty, no changes of underwear. We were downstairs playing, and he peed his pants. Full on peed his pants. There was a distraction. I kind of expected it, right? Because he was gonna be playing and there were people here and it was exciting, and him stopping what he's doing to use the restroom just didn't seem feasible. So I kind of anticipated that. It was no big deal. Called attention to it. We went upstairs, changed his underwear, and we were off. The rest of the day was great. He pooped in the potty. We didn't have any accidents. We weren't using a timer past day 1. So that's why I say by day 4, he was fully potty trained, right? He was waking up from nap time and bedtime dry, and he wasn't having accidents in his underwear aside from those little pee ones, which I don't know. Day 5, 6, and 7, no accidents. No pee accidents, no poop accidents. He wore 1 pair of underwear for the day, and that was that. And he's been doing great ever since. So if you are in the trenches of potty training, or you are thinking of putting yourself in the trenches, be patient. Be patient with yourself Be patient with your little. Just know that each child is different and they will eventually use the potty. I would love to hear your comments down below. Have you potty trained? Are you gonna start potty training? Do you want any more advice? Was this video helpful? I would love to connect with you down in the comments below. As I mentioned, I will link the products that I got down in the description. So if you enjoyed this video, I would love if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I post new videos on Tuesdays and Fridays and would love to have you be part of this community. It was so great having you today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.